What year did you start your breeding?
We started in 1989 when my grandfather bought two mares from the Alter Real stud farm at the annual auction. He bought Deshara and her daughter Orkali.
And right now, what are the names of your important mares or stallions?
We have all our mares and stallions are important. We have some that produce more one type of horses and other mares that can produce other types of horses, and we play along with what we have, and we try to produce horses that our clients like. We have some animals that are that we prefer because of the way we deal with them, and probably my preferences will be different from my wife's preferences because we're different people also. That's normal with horses.
And why did you choose these breeding lines or these horses?
So the lines came with my grandfather, and these were lines chosen for reasons. The Alter Stud Farm has always been a very important stud farm that produces horses for the royal school, but also the Alter Stud Farm is a stud farm that produced Ruby and has a very good aptitude for dressage. We try to produce horses for sports. We ambition to continue to produce horses for dressage, but also for working equitation, professional and amateur. And so we use our lines according to that purpose. We choose fit horses that are physically capable of producing horses for competition.
Where is your breeding located?
So we are located in Alter do Chão. This is the northern part of Alentejo in Portugal, and we are probably 6 kilometers away from Alter do Chão. This is a very nice landscape, hilly landscape. It's not flat like other areas of Portugal, it's hilly. It's got lots of Mediterranean forest with the elm trees and the cork trees. And we have almost 600 hectares of land. This is for agriculture, but also for farming, for cattle. We produce grapes, as you can see behind me, for wine producing. We produce also olives for olive oil, and we have cattle. We produce purebred cattle also, and we have the horses, the Lusitanos, that use all this forest land that is unfit for agriculture.
How do you handle the training of your horses?
So we start very early, the training of our horses. We start when they are very young, as soon as they're born. We try to contact them slowly, and we make sure they're not afraid of us while they're still with their mother. And when we separate them from their mother, they're already pretty comfortable around us, so they're not afraid of us. And at that moment, we start teaching them the basics of being dealt by man. So we start brushing them. We put on a head halter, a head collar, and at that moment we also start figuring out where they are ticklish, how they react to contact. We start asking for hands and feet. We start touching the ears, touching the mouth, and getting them confident around us, and also understanding the characteristics of each one of them. So this is done very early, when they're separate from their mother, and from then on we release them again in the fields, and we bring them in very often before they're 3 years old to repeat these exercises, to bring them into the training center, to brush them, just to have contact, just to put on a head collar and take it off, just to ask feet and hit the feet, touch the feet so they're used to the contact, and to figure out the characteristics of each of them. Then, when they're 3 years old, we start bringing them in for working, and at that moment they are not afraid of the area where we're bringing them, and everything is more natural. So at that age we start working them out, correcting any situation they could have physically, and we start working to get them fit and in conditions to start being broken. Then we do this very slowly, maybe in a period of 4 or 5 months before we can finally ride them.
And what do you find so fascinating about the Lusitano?
Oh, the Lusitano is a beautiful breed because they are very friendly horses and always connected with their rider and their owner. They are always present, and they will always be willing to work with them, and that's the most fascinating part of the Lusitano. Obviously, they're also beautiful horses. They are starting to be more fit for competition now, and more fit for any kind of rider. They are easy horses for amateurs as well, and that is one of the main characteristics of the horse.
Thank you.
Thank you.